Hello everybody, this is Goji73 here with a figure review. Now that Super Grand King Spectre has been reviewed and put out of the way, it's time to pull out the next person of my current collection update, and so here he is. Alien Temperor from Ultraman Taro. Now this version you're currently looking at right now is not the one that appeared in Ultraman Taro. It is the one from Ultraman Mebius, or more appropriately, the movie Ultraman Mebius and the Ultra Brothers. And because he has appeared in Taro, and because this is a particular redesign of him, I will not be going over his entire history. I will only be going over his history in the appearance in which this design debuted in. So, let's get started. In his movie appearance, Alien Temperor was part of a coalition of aliens, known as the Alien Alliance, where he also teamed up with Alien Zarab, Alien Guts, and Alien Knuckle in order to revive Yapul and Nuclear Source, who were sealed away in the ocean off of Kobe. Temperor was the first to battle Mebius because he was so full of himself and he thought he could beat Mebius the easiest. So the aliens decided to take advantage of Alien Temperor's boastfulness, and they sent him to go fight Ultraman Mebius first. As Temperor fought Mebius, the aliens stayed behind and basically studied Mebius in battle so that they could use Mebius' abilities against him. But anyways, Temperor fought Mebius, and of course, Mebius defeated Temperor with the Mebium Ray. And that just about does it for Temperor's history. As for any other appearances in which Alien Temperor makes, apart from his original appearance in Taro and Mebius, he also appears in Ultra Galaxy Neo, Mega Monsters Battle the movie, as well as Ultra Zero Fight as part of the Darkness 5. That's the ones that Temperor appears in. And so that's a quick overview of Alien Temperor's history. And now let's get on to detail. Now unfortunately, I don't have a figure of the original Alien Temperor, and if you're wondering, I don't believe I'll be picking up a copy of it anytime soon, because I just prefer this design of Temperor more so. It looks a lot more humanoid and a lot more ferocious looking in comparison to the original Alien Temperor, which looked a little bit chubby and a little more goofier. But apart from that though, design-wise, I just think the design of this figure just looks much more better and stands out much more better than the original Alien Temperor. I mean, they both have the exact same features, like they both have this cape wings, they both have this blue color, and they both look like bigger, huskier versions of Alien Baltan, but of the two, I just prefer his design more. The design of this version, both in figure form and in comparison to the original, just looks much more appealing and, again, ferocious, and that's why I chose it. So overall, design-wise, from a figure standpoint, I'd say it looks good. The painting looks alright. The only real complaint I might have is the chest here, which looks like it's just sprayed on bronze. But apart from that, everything else seems to check out really, really fine. So, detail is good, and so is paint job. And now a quick overview for articulation. Now, because he is an alien, it is pretty basic. Both arms rotate up and down like this. They can't go 360 because of the cape wing, the cape behind him. But yeah, both arms are capable of this, as well as the weight, which actually is... Huh. Okay, I stand corrected. Just the arms then. They're the only things that move up and down. And to show you the little cape wings, they're actually very, very thin vinyl, almost rubber-like. So you can easily flap them around or whatever you want to do with them. So, I guess only 2 points of articulation then. I stand corrected. And now on to sizing. Since I do have the Ultra that this particular design of Temperor fought, here he is, Ultraman Mebius. Now, comparing the two together, because there is a very brief instant in when they're both on the same level, where the Ultra's not squatting or whatever to fight him, this actually does come off pretty accurate. I mean, if anything, maybe the antenna could be a little bit bigger, but I suppose that they sort of shrunk it down to sort of save costs on adding additional vinyl that didn't need to be put there. So, apart from that little antenna being shorter than usual, I'd say this is pretty accurate. Mebius and Temperor were a little eye-to-eye. Maybe Temperor could be a little bit bigger, but apart from that, I think it looks pretty good. nothing too bad here. And if you noticed, when I mentioned history, he appears in Ultra Galaxy Neo as a Rayblood. I do have the Rayblood in which he notoriously fought in that series, so let's pull him out. Armored Mephiles. And like before, this actually does scale out pretty well. Temperor and Armored Mephiles were actually eye to eye in their brief appearance together, and it does look pretty close to accurate as how they were portrayed in their appearances. So, yeah, sizing looks pretty good here. And that just about does it for this review. History is kinda sorta well known. He has appeared in at least 3 different Ultra series and a few movies. Detail is very nicely captured for this particular design. Articulation, however, is relegated to his arms, and sizing comes off as pretty accurate. So overall, I have to give this figure an 8 out of 10. And I give it that score because, again, the detailing is nice and the scaling is nice, but unfortunately, the lack of articulation kinda sorta feels a little unfortunate. Like, I was really expecting that they give him some waist articulation, and maybe I'm missing something. Maybe that's a glue seal that looked like the waist, and maybe I haven't broken it yet. But as it stands, that's sort of like the score in which I'm going to give the figure. Overall, great detail, good sizing, basic articulation. He's your typical Ultra Alien villain. And so that just about does it. I hope you enjoyed this review.